Man, guess who's back? I said, guess who's back? What's going on, guys? Welcome to Bat Chat TV, and I'm back with some new news on Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. And, it's actually Ben Davidson who was in an interview and gave his views on the upcoming fight, which may or may not happen, the way things are going at the moment, between Tyson the Gypsy King Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. So he basically said in the interview that Tyson Fury may struggle against Oleksandr Usyk if he implements the wrong game plan, which kind of sounded like a strange comment. Some people might think that was a strange thing to say, because we know that Tyson Fury's one of his strong points is the way he boxes, his boxing IQ, his control of distance, and obviously his massive reach advantage over everyone that he's fought. And he often used it very efficiently against Deontay Wilder in the first fight. He used it even better, I think, against Klitschko, and he's very good at it. So why would he come unstuck against Usyk if he used the similar kind of style? And I think the reason why, what I think he was getting at, is Usyk has some unique abilities, especially coming up from cruiserweight. He has a speed advantage. He's going to be different from a lot of the fighters that Fury's fought. Fury's fought a lot of these heavyweights, and a lot of them are quite slow, and they're not as big as Fury anyway. So Fury, for the size that he is, he's very fast on his feet, very nimble, very quick. He's got a great engine, and that's enough to beat most of these big, cumbersome heavyweights. If you watch Fury, he's very nimble on his feet, very good balance, and people like Chisora and Dillian White, although they're lighter than him in weight, they look heavier in the way that they move. So Fury's a very good mover, and Usyk is probably one of the only heavyweights that will be able to match him for foot speed, for hand speed. That whole, he's not going to have a massive advantage of speed over Usyk. Usyk will be the faster fighter for once, and that may give Fury a lot of problems, because he won't be able to box and move and box at reach. It might be more difficult for him. Usyk definitely being a lighter, faster fighter. Also having that ring IQ. He hasn't fought anyone who's really had a similar level of ring IQ. So these things are going to be difficult. So what he kind of was getting at is he believes that to beat Usyk, he would have to implement a more attacking style. Really put it on him, bring it to him, and being the bigger man, impose his size, which is the same strategy that he had against Deontay Wilder in the second fight and the third fight. And I like Ben Davidson. He's one of my favourite trainers. A lot of people don't like him, or they seem to, he's come under fire recently with like Josh Taylor and certain fighters that have had a under par performance. But I actually think Ben Davidson's a really good trainer. He's been a bit unlucky with a few fighters that he's had. I mean, I might be in the minority saying this stuff about Ben Davidson, but I actually like him. Like I said, I think he's quite a technical trainer, and he's a good thinker. Like I said, he's quite analytical in his approach to fights. And ultimately, I agree with him. I agree with his perception of how the fight, how it would play out. I agree with him. I think that Usyk is going to be the most skillful fighter that Fury's fought. I think Fury may be underestimating that. I think he's a harder puncher than Fury thinks he is. I think him being naturally smaller, I think he's going to use it to his advantage. And the only strategy I think that would work for Fury is if he makes it rough in there for him, puts it on him, close range, inside fighting, leaning on him, the smaller man, But having said that, all that stuff just may be much more difficult than than it seems, because Usyk is very elusive, very skillful. He knows what to do. He knows how to get out of the way. He knows to set up his punches and stuff. It's going to be very difficult for Tyson Fury, I think. I don't see him just being able to walk through Usyk at all. And if you've watched a previous video that I made, I actually tipped Oleksandr Usyk for the upset. Obviously, Tyson Fury is the favourite, but I think I tip Usyk for the upset. I just think Fury's probably underestimating him. You know, he's the only guy that's going to match him for his gas tank. I think that Usyk is actually going to make Fury work harder than he normally has to, because, you know, Usyk's not going to get tired for once, and we know Fury doesn't get tired, but we may see Fury get tired against someone like Usyk. And one thing I like about Usyk also is his discipline. And, you know, I feel like Fury definitely has to come in shape and implement that attacking style to get a good result. You know, impose that 6'9" size and really just force Usyk to engage. I think is going to be a style that's going to be most likely to work for Fury. But obviously, Fury does have options. He can fight on the back foot, something that Anthony Joshua wasn't so good at. He can come forward and be more attacking as well, now that we've seen him do that and implement that attacking style that Sugar Hill has taught him. I think that's only added more strings to his bow. So, I mean, Tyson Fury is definitely still, you know, the favourite, but not by much. That's what I would say. Let me know what you think. Do you think this was an indication that Ben Davidson hasn't got much faith in him? Or do you think it's just Ben Davidson sees it as a much closer fight than other people do? Most people I've spoken to, well, it's kind of 50-50, or maybe 60-40, maybe 70-30. I think maybe I would go 60-40 in favour of Tyson Fury from what I've heard. Most people just think he's going to be too big, too strong and be able to walk through Usyk. But as we saw with Anthony Joshua, size did not make much of a difference with Usyk. Anthony Joshua wasn't able to impose his size, apart from in the second fight in round 9. Apart from that, Usyk was just a superior mover, puncher. And I've always said this, I think Usyk is a carbon copy, heavyweight version of Lomachenko. You know, they fight so similar, the same kind of IQ, just so similar. It's just that Usyk is, you know, a heavyweight. So, you know, I really rate Usyk very highly, and it's definitely going to be tough for Tyson Fury to get this victory. If he does beat Usyk, I think Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world. But even if he does beat Usyk, I would still like to see him fight Anthony Joshua at some point. We know Fury's dad, John Fury, still wants to see him fight Anthony Joshua as well. So, and I kind of believe that there's going to be a twist in the plot where Anthony Joshua is now training with Derrick James. I think he's going to get much better as a fighter, and I think Joshua is going to get another chance to fight Tyson Fury in the future. As for Oleksandr Usyk, the 300+ amateur fights, unbeaten at cruiserweight, and then becoming heavyweight champion, it's not going to be a straightforward fight like some people say. And like I said, I tip Usyk for the upset. Ben Davidson didn't go that far. He just said that he may struggle if he doesn't get the game plan correct. So he definitely acknowledges that Usyk is no walk in the park. But let me know what you think. Do you think Ben Davidson was, you know, out of turn for saying these things? Do you agree with it? Do you think that Tyson Fury walked through Usyk? Do you think Usyk walked through Tyson Fury? Let me know. I'm on to the next one.
Guess who's back? I said, guess who's back?
Once again, guys, it's been a pleasure. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.